Good morning. Good evening, Nancy. Lumen,
Hello.
yes, Lumen,
Hi,
streaming us
Joey.
from.
Hi, mother.
Yes, we have a mother and son theme today, but we'll be talking about the culinary story of Chef Joey Herrera. So, if you're joining us in the live stream, please, put your comments on the comment section. We're live streaming in Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Kumu. Hello, guys from Kumu. And please join us in our discussion. My name is Anton Diaz, founder of Our Awesome Planet. And this is Awesome Live with Chef Joey Herrera. Can you
Hello.
do a short
Like and
short
share, guys.
All right. I'm actually so excited about this episode, no? to to get you in our show, Chef Joey. Maybe for those people who are not familiar with your career, maybe can you share with us a short story about how you got
Okay.
started and your culinary DNA?
I'll make it as short as possible. So I hope you have an hour. Uh, I got an early start thanks to my mom, who was in the industry. At that time, she was with the HRAP. Okay. Secretary. Diba, ma?
Secretary, yeah.
Of the HRAP. And um, so my exposure was pretty good. She was able to get me a stage at some pretty good restaurants. I was able to work with Chef Billy and Chef Marcos and Chef Jesse at
Wow.
Le Souffle. Okay, so that
Wow.
was pretty early. What was happening that time was um, in college, dahil napakabait kong student, na deblock ako, no? So I had a lot of free time. So it
Anong
was
Mm.
nag-block?
half natanggal sa block
Natanggal sa...
section
Oh.
because of my love for cooking. And I had a lot of free time, and I was able to give that to culinary training. In college kasi, we did have culinary subjects. No?
Right.
Shout out sa aking mga teachers, si Chef Ramon Castillo and Chef Nelson Roque, among others.
Yeah.
And
Anong school? School?
St. Benilde, because
Sweet.
I
Wow.
couldn't choose any other school since being green-blooded. Nice color T-shirt, by the way.
Wow.
Kinder, LaSalle Green Hills. High school, LaSalle Green Hills. And then
Animo.
that was the thing. Yes, Animal
Lasal ka
LaSalle.
rin, di ba, Anton?
Of course, of course.
Oh,
Yes.
pareho
So,
kayong nasa art.
so CSB has a culinary na at the time?
Yes, I was part of the first batch sa
Yeah,
Angelo
I
King.
would have
So
imagined, yeah, your first batch. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, sige, sige. Continue.
so it was cool. We were the first batch. St. Benilde was just starting. So I wanted more. Okay, it was really a good experience to be in St. Benilde for the management part, but I was hungry for more. So mother helped me get into Le Souffle for one. Helped me get. I finished my time there. Hindi naman ako pinalayas nila Chef Jesse. Thank you, ma'am. I'll always be grateful for my time there. Also, I was able to be placed in stage at the Mandarin Oriental, specifically the Tivoli Grill. So at
Wow.
that time, if you know what the Mandarin meant to the industry at that time, then wow, big deal talaga, di ba? So very
Oh,
lucky, no? I
yeah.
think ma
And no, just for everybody lang. During those times, Let's of Play working with Chef Billy King, sila. And then Tivoli Grill, no? Ang daming chefs coming from that, di ba? Antonio's,
yes, yes,
a lot
yes,
of people from that heritage.
Andreas Katzer.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. And my mom was able to place me in. Lucky me. Not plugging the noodles, but I'm very lucky na she was able to place me. I think was that through Charisma. Yeah, thank you rin Charis
Pero
for
chinek din naman nila yung resume mo. Hindi lang naman dahil power, no.
Oo, galing ka na Les of Lane nun eh, by that time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, it was a really good experience. Quite funny kasi dun, you know how they have sorting hats in Harry Potter, diba? I'm not
Yes.
really a Harry Potter fan, but I know about the sorting hat. And I came in on one of my first days after briefing. They put me in hot kitchen kaagad on the hot line during a busy service. And of course, nakasunog ako, no? And uh,
Ano
you know,
nasunog mo?
Ano
it
nasunog
was
mo?
for you to understand how bad it is. Carrot tournée, okay, that's when you form. I'm sketching now. When you form pieces of carrot with your knife and form them into a uh, perfect football
Oo,
shape
football
na
shape.
that should possess the Fibonacci qualities. Okay, when you divide the length and width, dapat 1.618 yan. Okay? So one whole frying pan na ganyan, being sauteed. Sabi sa akin, uh, I think I think this was Monique. Okay? Uh, Monique
Trinidad.
Papa yata. No, Monique Papa yata. Okay,
Toda.
anyway. Um, of Myrons. No? And
Oh, okay. Monique Irons. Okay.
and you know, sabi, oh yan, sige, marunong ka na pala, you do this. And of course, I burned it. Those are handmade. So right after that, sinipa nila ako to cold kitchen because it's a slower pace.
Alright.
So I was not literally thrown kasi it's just across the hot kitchen. I just walk parang very short walk of shame. No, mga three to four steps lang. That's in Tivoli Grill, if anyone knows the kitchen. And that was one of the most important 3 to 4 meter walks of my life. Okay, because in the cold kitchen, I met Bismarck. Okay, now
Oh,
Bismarck,
Bismarck him. Yeah.
yeah, now Bismarck is named after a battleship, and he's built like a battleship also. Okay, uh, and he became he became my mentor as garde manger. So I came to love the cold kitchen because of the attention to detail that you don't really get to spend time for in hot kitchen. No, so you
Mhm.
get to play a little more with details for canapes and small stuff and making dressings and sandwiches and salads. So I really picked up the the attention to detail by being thrown into the garde-manger of the Tivoli Grill. Thank you, Bismarck, and thank you, Monique.
Ah, ang galing
Okay. So
Hindi
that's
ng
also
Tivoli. Matagal din.
yes. I was there, and then I moved to a few different departments within the Mandarin. I also worked pastry with Chef Ernie Babaran. And the
Wow.
most important thing about my working in Mandarin is fast forward to 20 something years later. I don't know, hindi ako magaling sa numbers, but fast forward to the present, and I find myself working for these same people, working
Wow.
with my chef Norbert Gandler and Chef Ernie Babaran. So I'm working with them currently, and it's just parang a big orbit around the sun, and you find your way back. Okay, so that's how it is when you connect with good people, you'll find your way back to them. Diba?
When did you join the Salon Culinaire? Nung naka-gold ka individual.
Oh wow! I think that was 2008 or something like that. I don't remember. Anyway, I what I do remember is the dish. Okay, it was Chilean sea bass, and my boss then, Chef James Antolin, was kind enough to go running around the city of Singapore looking for some, kasi we couldn't find some on the first day. That's when I really understood the concept of team. Kasi
Uh-huh.
late nights, staying up, people working on my dish. Okay, some of our student assistants and even some of my co-faculty were working together to help me uh, excel. And it goes the same way. We help each other. We push each other up. So it really is amazing to witness that kind of teamwork.
Saan yun? Sa anong school?
I was still working at that time for CCA Manila. And
Yeah.
that's where I was working with Chef Brando, Chef Mike, and a lot of Chef Ching. Okay, and we were competing quite often. It was fun.
Forward. Fast forward. Two.
Fast forward. And then,
Fast forward to ang daming fast forward eh. Ang bilis naman ng fast forward. Hindi, ano yan eh. Parallel lines yan eh. Career tsaka family. And I always try to keep them separate.
Okay.
So through my mother, who was still in the business at that time, she was in publishing. Before she was in publishing, she was in advertising as a food stylist. I was also able to try doing food styling. Yes, it was a good income, but not really for me because I like to eat.
Say hello, please, to Mr. Ed Bayani and Mark Floro.
Hello, Mr. Ed Bayani and Mark Floro. I hope you're keeping your low handicap. Okay.
And Kathy Chua.
Hi.
Wow,
hi,
yan ang mga ano ng ano.
Yan ang mga pag nagfo-food styling ako parang no, ayan.
The OG of the food styling, di ba?
Yes. And Chef Eugene. Hi. Chef Eugene naman ng ang heartthrob ng sa mga food stylist.
Talaga.
Oo, grabe.
Wait, before you continue, we'll say hi lang. We'll say hi, of course, to JC. JC, hello.
Hi, JC!
yung hi na yan, medyo inside joke yan kasi mahilig ako mag-comment sa post nila na ganyan lang, hi.
Okay, and Chef Archie Wanta from New Zealand. Hello.
Hi, mate. How you doing?
And Renz Mamurik, based in Nueva Vizcaya currently.
Wow.
And say hi to Pia, Tiff, and to all those watching in Kumu. Maraming salamat for watching. All right, so tuloy natin.
Okay. So, yeah, a little bit in food styling thanks to my mother. I think she wanted me to take over, but well, I had other plans. Also, thanks to my mother, I was able to study in Australia, and that was a big thing. Okay. To be uprooted from your comfort zone and to be planted somewhere else is such a learning and growing experience. And aside from that, living.
You sold your car, diba? You sold your car to pay for the tuition.
No, I was able to buy my car from working in the US.
Okay.
Oh no, basta sold maybe a different car, but yeah, it was a good experience, and I was able to live with roommates who were just so amazing. Okay, I have JP Alfonso who worked kasi our school is like this, no? You have a big campus, okay, and this campus is shared by the Culinary School, by the hotel school, and it's a Swiss hotel school. And hindi, I forgot eh. What's that? So
what's the name of the campus? What's the name?
In Regency campus in South Australia. So it's made of a couple of different schools, and our school, yung TAFE, Technical and Further Education, was the very technical schools that you can go to if you're already done with your college, or if you simply want a vocational degree to be able to work in Australia. Okay. But still, even with that, it was an amazing program. It was intensive. It was really work directed towards being able to work. Okay. We would come to the kitchen one day and find one whole lamb on the table, and we were supposed to fabricate. So it's really, really you really have to catch up, or do your best. And funny thing is, some of my classmates, this not just funny, it's really cool. Some of my classmates were ex-cons that the government was supporting and subsidizing to give them a fresh start. Okay, so shout out to my buddies there. Okay, you're the best sources of information. Okay, and shout out to my mates Jeremy and Joe Mike. Okay,
Would you recommend going to Australia for schooling culinary to the ones listening now?
okay. I would recommend being uprooted from your comfort zone, from
Yes.
our spoiled comfort zone here in the Philippines. Be uprooted into a yaya-free zone where you'll have to do your own laundry, wash your own brief and hang it. Okay, cook and wash your own stuff. But with regards to the program, I can say that I'm literally plugging my school now at ISCAHM, the International School of Culinary Arts and Hotel Management, have that program here available. Okay, so
Mm,
since I was a product of the TAFE program in Australia, I can really see how hindi lang similar that it is what we're teaching here. Um, Especially since we are Australian accredited, we are accredited by Culinary Solutions Australia. So there's no need to bounce, except if you're really uh, out for the out of the box experience to live
uh,
outside your comfort zone. But that can also come afterwards. Okay, you can opt for an internship, or you can opt for just sending out your resume to a million restaurants and just praying that someone will reply. And it works for some people. It really happens.
uh,
I've seen some people showing me screen caps, chef tingnan mo to, and then they have a reply from John George in New York. Wow,
mhm.
diba? Just from random sending of uh, of resumes. And you know what's the most important thing is the cover letter. Okay, I think they read that more. The HRs are really interested in your attitude and your interest and your reasons for writing, more than what you already have. They want to know what you're there for. So
Okay.
that's a tip.
So
Okay.
fast forward to
No, that's na puro fast forward.
Hindi. Question. So yung ISCAM, what's that program in
It
ISCAM? What's
is
it?
a diploma program in culinary arts. So
Okay.
there are we really have a lot of hands-on, and we have a lot of contact hours with the students. Um, Blow by blow, one of the most uh, in percentage contact hours with the students, and we try to cram, not really literal na cram na you won't understand anything, but we stuff a lot of skills into that time. It's 13 months, 13 months, but it still feels so fast because there's so much going on. Okay, that's why I really make sure that the students are attending well. Because if you miss a day, it's like a lot of skills that you miss. So you really feel the the fullness of the program if you compare it. Because it's how do I say, it's all there. Okay, we
Okay.
we
So
try to
competitor.
to make a way to have everything there.
Mhm. Now, question. So, no, I have a lot of questions sa culinary school, but can we complete your story lang? So, what happened now after
Ah,
ISCAM? What do you
well,
do now?
well, during I am still, that's my day job. I'm still working for Chef Norbert, but I also have our passion project. It's Hogsmith.
Yes,
Okay,
Hogsmith.
I'm very very proud of this. Okay, it's we started out curating goods for chefs, no, mga cast iron stuff,
Mhm.
mostly folksy hipster stuff. That was like the anti Martha Stewart vibe, of the mid 2000s. Kasi
Ah.
we just wanted something that a little more rustic. So we were doing um, some palok chopping boards that I would sand and oil myself. And
Mhm.
after a while, I said, sakit na nandito ko. Let's narrow our focus. Okay, that's something that you will. It's like a red flag for a business, no, to narrow your focus. But at that time, we felt that it was just too spread out. No, parang masyado maraming galamay. We were just getting random items and curating. Um, but we noticed that when we made something, uh, well, nag-click siya. Okay, instead of us just selecting from here. So at that time, the products that we were making, literally making, were the sampalok boards
Mhm.
and aprons. At a minimal pace pa lang yung aprons. But little by little, we started to focus really on the aprons. So thank you. Kasi ang gaspang na ng kamay ko, no? From sanding.
From
And
Sandy.
yeah, and is the aprons were really starting to show big potential. Okay, there was a demand, and people are saying, Chef Joey, wala ba kayong ganito, this color, or this or that. And yeah, we really put our time and effort into it. It's still a mom and pop business now. Okay,
Mhm.
although we have a distributor who does Canada and the United States. Hola, Sergio.
Nice.
¿Cómo estás? Okay, he's my one of our neighbors, kasi we used to live in a boarding facility for students in Australia. So he also went to the hotel school. Sergio is Venezuelan. Okay, you've met him, mom, right? We brought him to Dampa. He'll always remember that. Kasi there was one of the paluto was called Barcelona, and he was a big FC Barca fan. So he'll never forget it, and he also enjoyed the food. Okay, Sergio. And yes, he is our distributor in Canada and the United States. He's now uh, distributing our aprons, and just recently, tool carriers. We also make knife bags at a limited quantity
Okay.
or in
Nice.
limited quantities. Hala, grammar. Okay.
Saka yung Japanese knife na sana regaluhan mo ako.
Well,
Yo, use.
we used to bring in knives from Japan, but we've also went into um, well, partnering and collaborating with a manufacturer, a local manufacturer, to make knives
Oh,
carrying our
good.
brand and our name. Okay,
Good.
so
Nice.
yeah.
Galing.
Ah.
Naubos nga
Galing.
lang ngayon, no? Kasi sige, mother, bibigyan kita. Pero 'di ba when you give a
Welcome
knife,
din.
dapat sige. Of course, for sure. When you give a knife, dapat bibigyan niyo rin ako ng barya, no? 'Di ba? Bawal yung bigay lang talaga. Kasi it's parang I don't know yung pamahiin kung if we will become enemies. So yan.
Ah, ganun ba yun?
Parang
Okay,
ganun
so
yan eh.
so Chef Joey, with all your history and stuff, how would you say what's your culinary DNA? What's your ano ba yan? Your mom's culinary DNA or you've developed your own DNA over the
Yan
years?
yung
But
DNA ko. Yan yung DNA ko si Mami.
Hindi, malalim
Um,
ang DNA mo.
Okay,
uh,
so I would say, um, and I always believe a lot in the environment, molding the child. And I was surrounded by cookbooks. Okay, I was an only child, so wala akong kalaro. So I would read a lot. Uh, Aside from cookbooks, ang favorite ko talaga is the encyclopedia. I don't know how nerdy that sounds, but it's true. All my friends know this. I read the Collier's Encyclopedia from A to Index. Hindi lang A to Z, pati Index binasa ko. Particularly because I like looking at the illustrations, especially the ones where you see the breakdown, the anatomy, the breakdown of a helicopter, what it looks like on the inside. And anyway, I read those. And
Wow.
aside from that, I also read my mother's cookbook collection. No? There's some really interesting stuff there. Of course, I go for the ones with lots of pictures, but I was also able to read ginawa kong reference yun for cooking. But Doreen Fernandez's writing was pretty interesting and captivating. No, you start reading and then ano ba to? Tapos mamaya tapos mo na pala. And a lot of other cookbooks by professional chefs. I've read Jacques Pepin, La Méthode and La Technique, and just going through it is so much fun for me. Seeing how Jacques would work with a whole heart of veal, stuff like that. But when you're a kid, you like gross out stuff, and watching these chefs in the book work with offal was interesting to me until the point where hindi na siya naging gross out interest. It became a real interest. So, and being surrounded with that was such an important thing kasi I was able to read books from different styles and cuisines, and just having that collection in the house was a big deal. But of course, we're also talking about DNA as a biological thing. Yes, definitely. I come from a long line of cooks. I think I'm in the 4th generation. Tama ba, Ma? From the aristocrat Reyes family. Okay.
Wow.
Ano yan? Lagi kong hashtag Reyes is my middle name. When I show off my aristocrat dishes that I can do 1:1 at home, no? 1:1 meaning talagang OEM, kuhang-kuha at home. So hashtag Reyes is my middle name. I also use that hashtag when I cut my hair. That's one of the skills that I picked up during the pandemic. So Reyes is my middle name is also my joke, but I'm not related to Mother Ricky.
Ikaw nagugupit?
Yes, I cut my hair and I cut Alex's hair.
Oh.
And I just use clippers. Start off with a number 2 and then finish off with a number 1 and a 4 on top. So yeah.
Anyway, let me just make singit na si Joey was a very reading interested kid. And at about 3 or 4 years old, nagbabasa na yan ng dyaryo, and he knew the names of the dinosaurs.
Hindi abante.
Scientific names. So kahit hindi niya naintindihan yung news, binabasa lang niya yung words. And he was very good in schools to the point na ang dami niyang medal. But then, the dean of that Lasal then said, hey, do not make him too much of an achiever. Make him a normal kid. So from then, humina na siya sa mathematics.
Ano lang yan, palusot lang namin na hindi ako na-accelerate. Shout out nga pala sa mga na-accelerate, sila JP De Guzman. I'll always remember you guys.
Yeah. At saka naging yan Spider King nung maliit. Kaya maybe he had already a business sense kasi nagbebenta ng spider. Namimili at nagbebenta ng mga spider. In fact, I remember, may classmate ka, binayaran ka, panyo ang binayad sa'yo. Di ba?
But let's not condone that now kasi baka ma-extinct ang mga ating local.
Pagalain ka ng anak mo.
Galing naman mga story mo, mga tubak. So, going back to the culinary school chef. Ano bang so what's happening with the culinary school during this pandemic?
Okay. Now, we have been able to pivot Diba? That's the buzzword of being able to survive. We're able to pivot and find ways to still connect with our students during the heavy uh, A B C D E F G C Q.
Oo.
Okay, we had to forego um, hands-on and face-to-face classes, but we we adapted. We were able to use an online platform to reach our students and still uh, go on with classes. Okay, and we just had to reschedule their hands-on classes to now when when
When
things have lifted up a little better.
okay.
Right now, we are doing hands-on again, of course, following the city's regulations of using masks and face shields. And students also take a RT-PCR test before resumption
Wow.
of classes.
Wow.
So we're back.
Okay,
That's good.
that's good. That's good.
It really is.
And are they excited about the industry? Kasi syempre, there are a lot of restaurants closing, a lot of chefs that are out of the job in a sense. And are they excited? Are the new batch, or what do they think about this pandemic?
I am amazed. I'm so lucky to be around young people. I'm so amazed by how they are so resilient and so resourceful. Okay, social media is really amazing. What it has enabled our kids to do. And right now, when I talk to students, a lot of them are uh, meron silang side hustle. Okay, they have their thing,
Okay, they
selling
have their thing.
leche flan, selling cinnamon rolls or brownies,
Okay.
um, and you know, food in general. Some have small businesses of their own, and it's just amazing for me to see that they have real businesses. Hindi lang gagamba like me, no? Like what my mother mentioned. Ito legit na business talaga tong mga to. And it doesn't matter um if it's you know like physical concrete or something na online, but they are making money. Okay, I've got students who are taking care of Axis. Okay, on Axie Infinity, I have students who
Sure.
are trading in cryptocurrency. Okay, shout out Kay Ariza. Thank you for teaching me how to do futures. Um, and it's uh, it's just amazing what kids are able to do these days. Nung edad ko yung mga yan, we were just messing around and just driving fast around the city and being crazy and not being productive. And now look at these kids; they really have a bright future ahead of them. Galing lang.
Oo nga, no? Ang galing nga, no? Hindi, actually, you're right. Marami nga silang they're doing business na while at least they're continue to study and further their, which is
Mhm.
probably aligned with their business also.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. That's why it's really in line with their business. Kasi what we teach is not just the craft or the art of cooking, okay? But most important is they learn to work with volume and they learn to work um, with a minimal amount of loss and waste for profits.
That's
Okay,
good.
I sometimes I'll joke around with my students. Sino gusto yumaman? Okay, because that's what we're teaching you. We're giving you the tools to achieve your financial goals in the future. Okay, if not just your personal development goals, financial goals yan. Kasi you are going to be able to excel as an employee or as an entrepreneur with the tools that we are equipping you with. Okay, and itong pinakamagaling, even if you don't find yourself in the culinary field or food service field or whatever, you will be so good in your field because of the principles that you've picked up in the kitchen: teamwork, perseverance, um, just perfection. Your pursuit of perfection. This will help you even if you find yourself to be um, a uh, a dentist or a ano ba, pogo dealer, okay? Whatever it is. Hindi, kasi meron akong mga naging pogo dealer and
What I like
everyone.
about that is that kasi maraming mga ibang chefs there after, oh, I want to be a celebrity. Guwapo ako, ang cute ng uniform ko. You know, I hope it's good that you're not teaching that kasi sometimes I want to be rich because I will be a celebrity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kontrahin natin ang nanay natin. Okay, this is something you don't do, but I have to. It's okay if you want to be a celebrity. Do your own thing, guys. Okay, if that's your goal, if you want your face, if you want to be internet famous, we can do it. You can do it, and that can also bring. Itong maganda dyan, ma. Being internet famous these days, you can monetize it. Okay, it is equal to pesos or or ad time or anything, and that's the amazing part. Okay, tapos nabanggit ni mother, want to be guapo. Well, I have a very good example for that, no? Si Ninong Rai. Kasi hindi naman guwapo yan, sobrang guwapo yan si Ninong Rai, di ba? Super guwapo yan.
ISCAHM rin ba si Ninong Rai?
Hindi. Pero ano yan, he supports our aprons. He has been one of our day one supporters. So hindi gwapo si Ninong Rai. Okay? Sobrang gwapo niya. And he has such a great funny personality. And you know, he has his YouTube plaque. Okay? Ginawa niyang chopping board. And it's just an amazing story of how, you know, a cook can get famous, and also I'm sure this is also a nice financial boost, okay, to have this amount of clout online. So you know, don't worry about having dreams of being famous online, because it can also be part of your your goals. It's a nice goal to have, lalo na ngayon where it can equal comfort and financial success as well. Diba?
Okay, may tanong ako on ISCAHM, but JC said best apron.
Yes. Yes. Yan ang mga homies natin.
Homies natin. Okay.
Chef
Now,
Francis, thank you.
No, ISCAHM, I have high respect for ISCAHM, no? Kasi lahat ng mga restaurants na ISCAHM chefs are really good. But
yes, what? You know what, Anton? Nabanggit ka ni Chef Norbert because you came to Aubergine.
Yes.
And of course, everyone naturally was freaking out because it was you. Okay? But the day ended well. Thank you very much. So, there, Chef Norbert, he's here right now.
So, first question ko, bakit wala na kayong parang restaurant kitchen na parang restaurant one or aubergine? Wala na, no? Parang private kitchen na lang kayo nagtuturo.
Well, yeah, we have the school, and you know, it's just much more relaxing to focus on the school, especially for Chef Norbert. No?
Of course.
He could retire, but do you know that he still teaches classes? He's not just sitting there. Yes, he teaches classes. That's why students are so amazed. And it's kasi ano yan eh. We have Chef Norbert from Austria. We have Chef Uli from Switzerland. We have Chef Gerd from Germany. And from here in the Philippines, we have Chef Gary, Chef Ernie Babaran, okay, teaching pastry, Chef Bubbles, okay, who just launched her cookbook. Congratulations, Chef Bubbles. And me, I'm half German, half Shepherd. And so what happens is we shuffle around. Kunyari, if this week your class is about, say, fruits and vegetables, for that subject, you'll have a different teacher from Monday to Friday. that's because we want all these kids to experience being mentored under different styles of
Mm.
instruction. Okay, so it's not just me handling one subject at a time, and that's very demanding. That's one of the first things that was explained to me, that I am not going to focus on just one subject. I will have to master all the different subjects and just be ready at any time to be assigned to them. So it's really fun for us, and I think I learned so much working at ISCAHM. So yeah.
All right. So may related question ako sa ISCAM, but I'll pick up Chef Archie's question, comment. Best apron. Hindi pa daw dumadating sa New Zealand yung ano niya.
Sabihin ko dun sa mga ano ko, alagad ko, bibilisin nila yung pagsagwan. Okay? I think nasa ano na sila. They're going past the Sydney Bay and basta malapit na yan.
Okay. And then,
Ako naman.
so, wait, last question lang on ISCAM, no? Kasi I'm really fascinated with ISCAM. Kasi nga, how would you compete? Let's say, nawala si chef or some of the chefs, and then you have Lee Cordon Bleu Ateneo already coming in also. I mean, what's the secret of ISCAM and, even moving forward? Because you're one of the instructors there.
Okay. Well, it's not really a secret. Everyone knows from the beginning na under Chef Norbert's tutelage, our focus is really cooking as a business and as a craft, that you do for work. Okay? And we always concentrate on having volume, cooking in volume, and doing things right the first time. It hails from Chef Norbert's background in hotels. Okay, so Shangri-La and the Mandarin, and he's been all around, and bringing that here to our young people is, it's a boost, and it's always worked. The formula has always worked to bring professional knowledge and insight, share it to the students, teach it the way that we learned it in the hotels, and we see it in the hands of our students. They are a lot of them are so successful. Kilala ang mga ISCAHM students as fast and efficient workers. They are also well known as good supervisors, good managers, mapagkakatiwalaan, at pagkabait-bait. Okay? Shout out yan sa lahat ng students.
All right. Galing. Congrats. We'll pick up, of course, Chef Him. Uy, di ba?
Hi, Ian!
Hello.
Anong hashtag yan? Master Joey. It makes me sound like Kung Fu. Ayan yung profile ni Him. Akala ko jump shot. Okay, hindi pala. Alright.
Okay, Nancy.
Okay. What was the first dish you ever cooked? How old?
Just
Oo nga. How old were you when you
ito na yung mga
I don't know.
Tanong ng nanay ko, hindi ko masagot. The first one that I do remember is to saute pre-mixed hamburger mix ng lola ko. No? Shout out kay Lola, I love you. You're in heaven now. And pre-mixed hamburger mix, okay? Kasi meron na yung onions and garlic, and I know she would put nor or kikoman and egg. So saute egg, and then add old rice. So that was my rice. Tas ulam na yun. I wanted to have a one-dish meal while watching Voltes 5. And I ko lang ayusin ko lang, linawin ko lang yung age ko. May Voltes 5 na noon, na yun, parang retro na yun nung panahon ko. Hindi siya yung time na bagong labas pa lang yung Voltes 5.
Okay. Your Marriott days at saka yung ligawan.
Okay.
Marriott. Hindi ko alam eh.
Marriott.
Wait, say hello.
Hey, Dad. Hey, looking good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for making sing it. Oh.
That's my dad in Texas.
Yeah. Marriott.
So anyway, Marriott, I was able to join an exchange program, and we were placed at the Atlanta Marriott Marquis, okay, which is one of the biggest hotels, biggest properties in the United States, and it's a very important business hotel. Kasi I don't know why it's such a well-known hub for conventions. Okay, example, one of the best examples is during once a year annually we have this thing called Dragon Con. Okay, I don't know if you're a nerd type guy, Anton, but this is a big deal for fantasy, comics, toys, and anime and everything. Ito yung East Coast version ng Comic Con sa San Diego. Okay, and during Dragon Con, you would see people coming to the front desk kasi nag-front desk din ako doon eh. From kitchen pa-transfer ako front desk para makarami ng hours. Tsaka nandun kasi yung mga magaganda sa front desk. Andun yung asawa ko na. So yeah, Darth Vader would check into the hotel. Okay, you would get people in cosplay checking in, and it's so amazing. We would also get Little People's Convention. All right, so a lot of people below 4 feet would come in because they do have these things where they discuss issues, the rights and privileges of little people in the United States, and I think it's international because some people fly in, and it's amazing how the hotel would really go out of our way kasi ang motto namin, go the extra mile. Okay, and we really did. Okay, we had some platforms made. We had accessibility, installations around the hotel to make it a friendly environment for all people of all different shapes and sizes. And this is what I picked up there, that you really give your best to the customer. Okay, diba, I said earlier, it's so good to be uprooted from your comfort zone and to learn in a different place. And in the United States, I would have to say that's one of the best places I learned about customer service. You go into a shop and you can just ask anything, and the people will be so happy, because most of the time you go to a guitar shop, it's a guitar nerd who's at the desk. Okay, yes. You go to a comic store, you'll ask, do you have the latest Amazing Spider-Man? And they're going to say, oh, which cover do you want? Do you want this one by Jim Lee, or do you want this one by I forgot who else? Okay, so it's just something that you pick up. Okay, your value for the customer, and it's such a precious thing if you're able to translate that here to your business or to your work in the Philippines. So yeah, that was what I picked up from the Marriott. And also I love my Pinoys who are working with me there, and also our other co-workers, and it was just an amazing experience. Yeah, I love the Marriott.
Paano mo niligawan si Amor?
Okay, now these personal things are okay. So back to ISCAHM.
Dali!
Hindi.
No,
I'm sure my wife would also not appreciate too much of our personal stuff. I know kikiligin kayo, pero that I always separate the personal stuff.
Okay.
May bakod yan.
Okay, but I have a very personal question that was asked by some of my classmates. I hope you don't mind, Joey. How did you find living with a single parent mom? Because I know you adjusted well, and there are some single moms now listening, and single dads.
Hey, sa inyong mga single parents, congratulations. You are doing a great job. Okay, just be there for your kids. That's the most important thing. Now, in my case, it wasn't such a big deal. I never saw myself different, although it was a very big advantage for me in La Salle. Kasi pag nahulihan ako ng kalokohan, instead of being sent to the principal's office, I used to get sent to the guidance counselor. And that's the best thing about being brought up by a single mom. Okay?
Bakit?
So, kasi parang naawa sila sa akin. Which is hindi naman dapat. Okay? So at that time, imbis na principal's office, guidance counselor. So,
Ano yung mga kalokohan mo noon? Hindi ko alam.
wag na natin anahin yan.
Sige, okay.
Wag na natin usisain yan.
All right. Okay. But I was saying that Joey was well supported by my dad, by the men folk of our family, and I think every singled family will really there will always be a good support from family members, and Joey was never spoiled. Hindi siya talaga ano. That's why I encouraged him to work outside the comfort zone. Hindi siya anak ng boss or related sa mga boss o may-ari. So he came out well. I'm very proud of you.
Speaking of anak ng boss, no, we were allowed to work summer jobs in Aristocrat. Okay. But most of the time, I wasn't really focused on working and learning at that time. So most of the time, nagkakalat lang kami. So
learning curve din yun. Learning curve din yun.
It was fun.
So if you're part of the Reyes family, you know the recipes of Aristocrat.
Yes. Okay. They are in my vault right now. And I do know how to make them from scratch. The cakes and bake shop stuff, I'm not able to do them yet. Pero yung chicken barbecue, boneless chicken barbecue, Java rice, dinuguan, egg fuyong, and other stuff, yes, I can do. Proudly. Hashtag Reyes is my middle name.
Okay.
Before
okay,
we'll pick up a question, comment lang. So from Malor and Jen, hello, Chef Joey. The braised red cabbage we learned from you is a sure hit on our bento. Wow, galing na-try namin itong bento na to. Masarap yan. Yes, mother.
Well, fatherhood.
I have to say this pandemic is such a blessing to a lot of people because we're able to spend time with our children. Time that we would not have if we were, out working. So I'm so thankful. Of course, I understand that it has taken away so many people from us. And we'll always remember them. But on silver lining yan is time with the family. And so I was able to spend so much time with my kids. And I like to be hands-on with my kids. Me and my wife are super hands-on with everything that they do. I play baseball with my kid. He plays drums. Okay. And
nice.
And it's just being there when they need to. Recently, yung boy ko, parang nagbibinata na yata siya. Medyo parang minsan lutang may iniisip. And I know that these are part of his growing. Okay, so it's so important na andun yung timing that we are there to ask, hey, buddy, what's going on with you? Diba? Kesa he would have to, figure it out. And it's just being there for him. And my daughter, si Ellie is also so precocious and energetic, and we really put majority of our time with them. So talaga yun yung thing with the business. We always made the rule na we'll grow this to the point where we can handle it and still spend a lot of time with the kids. So
bucket list
right now.
Yes.
Well, whatever.
Open water diving certificate. Maybe a new Vespa. Widespread marijuana legalization in the Philippines.
But nagdadamo ka na ba?
Basta it's a big thing for the compassionate use of medical marijuana to be legalized in the Philippines. It's part of my bucket list. And well, I hope it happens within my lifetime. It will help a lot of people who are in pain, a lot of people who are suffering from anxiety, cancer patients. It will help. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Galing ah. Wait, Renz has a question. So si Renz has been following a lot of our streams, no? He's from Canada but now stuck in Nueva Vizcaya exploring
Hi,
Filipino
Renz.
food. So ang question niya, does ISCAHM have a restaurant that's open to the public? Because at AIT in Calgary, Canada, where I studied, there was one had training in a working line.
Okay.
Oh, wala na
Now,
to, no? That's not part of your, ano na, tama ba?
ngayon hindi. Lalo na ngayon kasi, the dining dynamic has changed. But
Yes, of
ever
course.
since we have this thing in school to really promote volume cookery, we do dishes that feed the population of the class and the faculty and whoever is in the building at that time. Okay?
Ah,
So may volume talaga. Kasi at other schools where I worked before, not to bring it down, no? Kasi the focus was on the individual and the craft. Okay? So what would happen is sa ibang school to, you cook for yourself, you taste it, the chef will say, "Oh, this is good, this is not so good." And here's your grade. What we do is in the kitchen, we treat it like we are doing an actual lunch service with an appetizer, main course, and we do a set number of covers. Meaning, ang goals mo for that day would be to serve that number of covers, to serve it at the right time. We serve at 11:30, and to serve at the right temperature, at the right quality, of course. So there is this sense of accountability and responsibility that is so important for a young cook. Kasi you're not just cooking something na kung pangit, okay lang, pangit naman, ako lang naman kakain nito eh. No, it has to be good because you're feeding your classmates. You don't know which is the plate that you'll get. We do everything like we're running a restaurant. You feed your faculty, even the faculty of the other sections, okay? Because sometimes we have a culinary and a pastry class. So the culinary would feed the pastry class and the pastry class would
ang galing.
provide pastries for the other class. So volume talaga. No, it's not just working 3 hours on one profiterole for you. No, we really put in the volume. And so you pick up the sense of urgency and responsibility na sasarapan ko to kasi pati sila pastry kakain nito or inisip na maski yung crush ko dun sa isang section siya rin kakain nito. So talagang you have to make it good. Okay? And it's great when you see the plates coming in empty. No? They learn that at an early age na may napakain ako that had my name on it or my class's name on it and inubos nila and it feels good. It's such a positive feeling when your plates come back and people say, "Oh, yung sarap ng food kanina." Di ba? So they learn it at this early stage and they learn to appreciate cooking and nourishing others. And that's a great experience.
Other than cooking, ano pa yung hobbies mo?
I love music, all kinds of music, whether it's classical to death metal or K-pop. It's all good. There is always going to be a nice representative for each genre. I like art. Okay. Next time we'll have a tour of the art. Okay.
Collection.
Kasi my wife and I curated the house. And we really put our heart into selecting artworks for the house, and it's something that I'm very proud of and I'd love to share with you guys.
All right.
And what else do I do? I also, aside from listening to music, I also play music. There's a piano here and guitars and drums, and being able to express not only in cooking, being able to express in music is such a boost. No, it's a mood boost. Sarap.
nakapag-jamming na kayong dalawa? O hindi pa?
My mom? Yeah,
Ah.
a couple of times. Okay. And she's a great singer, a great vocalist. No?
Hindi niya ako pinapanood. Ayaw.
Ano? Anyway, yeah, she's a great performer. Meron siyang stage presence. Kaya hindi ako nagpupunta kasi parang mga gimmick thunders yun, eh, no? Yung sa RJ bar yun dati before and sa music museum. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, her band performs really well and may presence talaga sila. Galing yan.
When will you make your book?
My book is in the works. The manuscript is sitting in my hard drive, and I'm still trying to add to it. It is about the simplification of cooking. Okay, I call it lo-fi cooking, and it's just about how to demystify and how to take away all the bull that some other people try to inject into food to make it sound more complicated, when it should be just about nourishing and family, okay, and just making good food simply. Yeah, that will be coming out very soon. Siguro mga 2020.
Culinary icons.
Culinary icons. Wow. Lalim naman to. Hindi ako nakapaghanda.
Nancy Reyes.
Of course, the family. Okay. My Lola and my mother. My influences because I
No, I mean yung mga foreigner. Hindi na kami. Yung ano.
I actually grew up admiring mga famous chefs, di ba? Jacques Pepin, ganyan. My son is named Jacques for Jacques Cousteau and Jacques Pepin. And my daughter is named Helena Clarice for Helena, her Lola, and Clarice Starling, from Silence of the Lambs. But si Jacques Pepin was influential in terms of the books that I was reading at an early age. Okay, but if I turn, we can see the cookbooks here. All right, may poste. That's the Charlie Trotter collection. Okay, there's Noma. Okay, from Chef Rene Redzepi. That's ano tawag dito? Modernist cuisine. Okay, and some of these are autographed by the chefs, but you know what the most interesting thing about it is I hardly get to read any of it nowadays. Okay, so you browse through the pictures and it's more like a collection of toys that you don't play with. You just love having them. It's not a greed thing. It's just, it's like the way we have our paintings. They're there. They are in our possession. It's a treasure trove. Some of these books I inherited from my mom. She doesn't even know na nagkalkal ako dun sa kasi her house in Better Living, no? Kumuha ako ng mga this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. Pero alagaan ko naman yan. So yeah, books. So these chefs in these books, yeah, I look forward. I look up to them. But lately, I've really realized that cooking is a more down to earth thing for me now, a more roots level craft for me. So I really find it interesting to look at the lives of artisan cooks who might not have any Michelin stars but do their thing quite well. So yeah, yan ang aking ngayon. People I look up to since Mother asked. Is she having more questions?
No, it's really a pleasure talking to you, Chef Joey. Kasi there's a lot of chefs that people know because they run a restaurant or they're on YouTube, diba? But there are a lot of chefs, teaching the next generation. It's just
Yes.
really pleasant. Ang galing pala ng story mo, no? From Les Souffle, from everything else, and of course you're part of the Reyes clan. So thank you. Wala ba sa radar mo yung magbukas ng restaurant? Ganun. Wala yan sa radar.
I would like to have a very tiny restaurant or a food truck that I would be able to personally handle. I wouldn't want anything that I would have to hand over to someone and then hindi ako makatulog sa gabi. Kamusta kaya yung rice? Maganda kaya yung saing? May nasunog kaya ngayon? I would have to do it myself. Okay? Maybe a food truck, a cafe, or something.
All right.
Hello,
Thank you.
partners.
Nancy? Any
Well, napabehave ako ng anak ko kasi he talked a lot. So, I guess, I wanted to ask a lot of questions, but I'm very proud of him. And even of his classmates who have really achieved, they were very young little boys who turned out to be responsible, and they have kept their good friends, and they respect each other. That's important. Because they're all in the same industry. They don't try to kill each other's names. They have respect for each other. So, I love you, Joey.
Love you, mother. But since you mentioned my classmates who are in the industry, we were talking about this backstage, right? Batch 96 has a great collection of chefs who are active in the industry now. You've got Gino Gonzalez, Himoy de Baron. You have Greg Villalon, Nico Mantes. I'm sorry, mga pare, if I forgot anyone at this point. Miko Ong, another chef, also a guitar luthier. If I forgot anyone, let's keep this going. 96 forever, pare.
96. Wow. So that's all right. Thank you so much. Any final message? And then where can people get in touch with you? Final message.
Okay. You can get in touch with ISCAHM on the website. We have a Facebook page, and we have campuses in Pampanga and Cebu. And you can also, if you're feeling retro, you can call 8926-8888 for information and for reservation and for to enrollation. Okay. And I want to say hi to my kids Alex and Ellie, my wife Amor. Hi, love. Okay. So yeah, hello.
Thank you, Joey.
Thanks, mother. Thanks, Anton. This was great. Let's do it again. Ibang topic pa. Ano ba pwede natin topic?
Hindi, yung book mo, when your book launches.
Yeah, so that's a good push.
Ang maganda yung lo-fi. I love the concept actually. And kasi like for example,
hi-fi audio, lo-fi cooking.
Lo-fi cooking.
Joey has always been naman down to earth, hindi yan maarte. He's always been totoo siyang tao.
Oo, ang galing, no? Paano nangyari yun? And you were in the limelight throughout, no? And you were in the Reyes clan throughout also. Paano naging ganon?
Me?
What grounded you? What grounded you?
I guess I really did not I did not enjoy showbiz. Okay? But I support my mom in her show. No, meron siya. Dati, as in sa bahay pa nag-shooting yun. And I'm proud of her, but it's really not me to be showbiz. I will always remember na having to repeat a line, and that's so difficult for me kasi things just have to be natural, and I look up to mga artista, craft artists who really put in their work. One of my good friends, JP De Guzman, we were just talking about yung work niya as a child actor and how intense it was. Masugatan ka dito during a take, tuloy pa rin, kept working. So, taas kamay ako sa mga actors and people who cook on camera, but that really was not for me from the very beginning.
All right. Chef Archie said, Great stuff, guys. And thank you. This is inspiring for, of course, not only your students, but all the people who will be watching your story here at Awesome Life. All right.
All right. You stay awesome, man. We've been been your fans ever since the
Yeah,
blog.
I was telling him, you told me
Maraming
about Anton. Sama, si Anton Diaz yan, yung when he was in going to Petra that time, mga 80s or something.
Yeah, maraming salamat. And guys, for those watching, please like and subscribe our Awesome Planet channel. But most importantly, please share this to your family and friends who are interested to get into culinary. Ang ganda ng mga sinabi ni Chef Joey. Galing lahat ng all the ISCAHM na pag actually yan ang tinatanong ko sa restaurant, saan sila yung mga chefs, saan sila nag-aaral. Pag ISCAHM, lahat talaga halos masarap, no? From Boracay to everywhere else. Now, naintindihan ko na. Because of the volume, naintindihan ko na, okay. Kasi yun nga, when sometimes, di ba, pag may mga restaurant na sobrang busy, pumapangit na yung food nila if they don't know how to handle it.
Yes, that's true.
That's true. All right. Maraming salamat. Nancy, good evening. Thank you, Chef Joey, for sharing your story.
Thank you very much. Love you guys.
God is good.
Thank you. Live an awesome life, guys. Can you do a short film?